In present-day 2023, there isn't much new action in Central Florida as CSX continues to use each one of their respective main routes into the state for now cemented purposes. However, there still is change on the railroad, like at Kathleen's overpass of I-4, which would warrant a checkup on Saturday in early September. It's been 3 months since I was last here, and lots has been done. The embankment on the south side of the bridge has been expanded, along with the span of the incoming bridges. Roadbed for the new number 2 track has been leveled and ballasted in preparation for new rail installment, as trains on this Vitus sub continue to use track 1 24/7. The overpass is usually a beehive of construction, but not today. On this hot afternoon, all is still at the site. Amidst the intense heat and showers of summer, brush has almost fully overgrown the old Lakeland Amtrak platform next to the signal named South Lakeland. The old platform's canopy was demolished in 2021, which seems to be the last time the railroad worked on this site, now giving way to the inevitable growth of Floridian weeds. The lack of landscaping makes no difference to today's Amtrak 91, climbing up the hill to its Lakeland station stop. At Winston, the midday lull is in full swing as M452 builds his train within the yard, as his southbound counterpart, M453, waits just west of the Y for a signal to enter. On track 2 is a cut of auto racks, presumably off of this morning's L743, which would be moved into the yard later in the evening. Even during the slow hour on this Saturday, Winston is packed, relieved momentarily by the departure of M452, pulling north on the Y towards Lakeland Junction, Vitus, and Wildwood. In downtown, all is quiet this Saturday before Labor Day, with restaurants preparing for their evening rush and pedestrians enjoying Munn Park, named after Abraham Munn, who established the town in 1885. Mr. Munn named his city for the amount of lakes located so close together, building the town around them, along with Henry B. Plant's route into Tampa, now the A-Line. Lake Morton is one of many natural bodies of water in downtown, which for such a large town is quite peaceful this cloudy day with barely any road traffic and even less on the railroad. Pushing south and into the Bone Valley, we'd pull off next at the east end of Mulberry, where South Mulberry Y is located. For decades, old USNS color light signals used to protect the Y and the at-grade crossing of the Bone Valley sub in the middle of Church Avenue. With new signal bases installed this past spring, brand new L&W Industries signals are now up and ready to be installed on all 3 sides of the Y. It's sad to see these old signals go here, but there's definitely some excitement on the railroad progressing, only showing that they still care about these backdoor subdivisions. Replacements are mostly identical, save for the new 4 light bottom heads, now capable of displaying lunar white restricting aspects. No such replacements exist at the distant to Mulberry intermediate signal along the Valrico sub. The signal is passed multiple times a day and seems to be working fine. However, it's most definitely on borrowed time, like the signals at North End IMC and the Mulberry Diamond. CSX is making the most out of the Bone Valley improvements, with brand new metal signal bungalows now to be used instead of the old seaboard concrete structures. North 10 miles and we're back in Lakeland, now with the new Amtrak station built in the late 1990s to replace the aging 1960s built SEL platform west of town. Constructed on the banks of Lake Mirror, the station was designed for Greyhound bus service on ground level and Amtrak service on the second floor. While the station is served 4 times daily by Amtrak, CSX is still a frequented visitor, like tonight's M453 heading south to Miami. The switch just 100 feet from the end of the platform is the beginning of the CH Spur, which serves a handful of industries on its way to Eton Park. The trackage used to be a mainline connection to the Valrico sub in Bartow, but was cut a few decades ago and is now served by local L766 out of Winston as needed. Last stop would be Park Spur, east of downtown by 4 miles. The signaled spur breaks out of the A-line at milepost A847.3 and runs 3 miles north on the banks of Lake Parker to Lakeland's McIntosh power plant. In 2019, the plant completed their transfer from coal to natural gas, ending coal trains to the Park Spur. However, 2 large customers still reside just south of the plant, switched almost daily by Sunrise Job Y190 or Y193. Well, everyone, it's about 7:15 now, and we have a high green at Park Spur for a southbound train. It is EO4001 coming out of OUC in Orlando, empty coal loads, and he went through Auburndale a couple minutes ago. So we should be getting him here in 10 minutes at most.
EO4001, locomotive TSXT 116, southbound, mainbound clear, northbound clear, southbound. Carter's, no devac, south.
Detector, milepost 843.3. No defects. Repeat, no defects. Total axles 390. Detector out.
Our train would be EO4001, empty coal out of the Stanton Energy Center in Orlando, heading back north to Indiana for another load. This train would be a welcome catch here at sunset, yet somewhat ironic as well, considering that we're standing right next to where the Lakeland coal trains used to pass, now watching the only coal movements left on the line, bypassing the junction and spur at 50 miles per hour. If anything was made out of this day, it's that along with the world, the railroad must progress as well, whether that's upgrading signal systems or eliminating redundant trains. Regardless what the region becomes, it's important that we shoot what's in front of us today, as like the Lakeland coal trains, it will one day fade into history. At Park Spur in Lakeland, Florida, this is Christian for Multicolor Films. End of transmission.